Okay, for some obscure reason, OBS threw my microphone off again. Fun. Fun how that works. Okay, but hello, Cheeky. Welcome in. I hope you had a good Wednesday. Good to see you. Sorry, obviously, for the microphone scuff to anyone who has been here for the last 3 minutes. Oh boy. We deal with the scuff. We deal with scuff. Part of the job. It happens every now and again. But I am glad to see you guys. We are going to be continuing, obviously, the work on Cheeky's rig. For anyone who is watching the VOD or lurking as well. That is what is on the game plan for today. I am going to probably start with meshing things out because I wanted to do that a little bit earlier today, but it did not quite work out that way. Had some other little boxes that needed handling in the proverbial fields. So we're pretty much picking up exactly from where we left off yesterday. And we are gonna see what we can get right. So let me just quickly move my camera to the other side. Not quite the opposite side, but definitely the other side. Eek. Like so. And let us dive right in. Let me think. When I came in here just now, I managed to copy across the compass layers. That's what I managed to do. I have not yet done anything else in here. Oh wow, this is looking amazing. Thank you. I'm glad you're liking it so far. I am really glad you're liking it so far. I opted to go for a thinner collection of belts just to make sure that it is a little bit more feminine and dainty looking. And in terms of the cutlass itself, I can't recall if you were in yesterday for all of our cutlass pieces, but we have got a blade rendered, ready to go, and we have a scabbard rendered and ready to go, a nice shiny silk gold wire wrapped hilt in place, gold pommel as well. I was trying to lurk but work yesterday. Yeah, I know, it happens. But, hence why I'm just bringing you back up to speed anyway, because it's not easy to, you know, be fully present places the whole time, especially for long stretches. So I understand wholeheartedly and completely. No worries. And then finally, we've got our knuckle guard, which is going to wrap quite a bit. So it's looking an awful lot bigger than what it's actually going to end up being. But it is definitely not boring. So we'll see how it's actually going to end up being put together, because this is a slightly less than default sort of task, but we will make it work. We will make it work. So yesterday what I did manage to do was I managed to pull in the cutlass layers and these few belt items. But I still need to do our buckles and obviously the remaining gems that need to hang from the belts as well. So let me just hit the save button over here so that I can pull the compass information in. Yes. What I do want to do is just make sure that everything that needs to be merged down here is in fact merged down. So the compass rose needs to get collapsed onto the compass face. And everything else is as need be. Great. Yes. There we go. Ow. Just do something about that little issue. Minimize this. Alright. And now let us quickly pull in our compass. I think I'm going to start with a compass because that's relatively easy. I think. I at least know how I'm going to handle that in a more straightforward way. No, I did not want to open Affinity Designer. I did not want to open Affinity Designer. Close. Too late. Okay. Pull that in. Go in here. Add as new art mesh. Okay. So that's all of our compass pieces. Pull that in there. Get rid of that. On this side, source image. Grab that. Pull it in there. Let it finish loading all of the different bits. And let me just stand on this side. While it's busy loading. Get rid of that. Alright, now... Yeah, I think I'm going to start with the compass because it's relatively straightforward to do so. This, firstly, is going to be an additive layer. This is going to be a multiply layer, which is correct. And we're going to start by putting this clipped to the compass glass. Which I would feel better about if I could spell it correctly. There we go. Okay. Then those two get clipped down onto the rim. Like that. And this one, I'm going to rotate like that until further notice, just so that I can see what's going on. And this needs to be additive, and this needs to be additive. There we go. So, in terms of how this is going to work, I need to mesh out this first. Let me do this. Scale that down like that. Okay. Get rid of the lines in between. Okay. Copy. Paste. So that should put us on our cardinals. Copy. Actually, no. Paste. Deselect. Paste. Rotate. So that I can use that for spacing. And thankfully, I have a compass rose here which can help me gauge my angles. How useful is that? Copy. Paste. And rotate. There we go. That should get us covered. Now I just go through, make sure to not accidentally click off of any of these blue dots. And this is, without a doubt, the most perfect circle I have ever meshed out. Alright, so there we go. Now we grab all of that information, copy, put this on the compass glass as well, paste, and on the rim what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of everything first. Paste. It's got to be a hold shift. Noted. Okay. Rid of that. Paste. Okay. So that should give us the foundation that we need for all of this to actually function. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate the compass face. And I'm going to call this compass rim controller. Copy. Paste. Alright. Now we grab the compass rim controller and the compass rim together. And we start gluing these together. Which one is the green? Which one is the red? Okay. Let's see if this will work. Nope. Gotta do it individually. Okay. Getting through the list of dots on this that we need to connect. Nearly there, nearly there, nearly there. Okay. Why do I get the distinct feeling that I made a colossal mistake on some of these? Delete that blue because it's wrong. So, what I need to do is I need to undo everything. Because I managed to select the wrong things. And now I need to just find the undos to the right places. Okay, so now what I want to do is to minimize the potential for disaster. I can just not undo into oblivion. Okay, I have to. Ah, come on. I have to redo my meshing because I did the dumb with my undos. Unless I still have it in my... I do not still have it in the clipboard. How unfortunate. Okay. Shift, not control. Okay. Copy. Paste. Like that. No, that's off axis. It's also off. Okay, come on. Copy. Paste. Undo, 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 undo. Is that spacing even? No, not yet. Okay, I think that's about as close as I'm gonna get it. Copy. Paste. That looks about as even as I'm going to get it. Around. Nearly there. And drop you there. Copy. Paste. And paste. Like that. Now this one is going to be compass, then control. Now we grab those two. point of this exercise that I'm doing is I'm trying to get basically a back panel to this compass using this control layer. And this rim is basically going to act as edge width information, or depth information. So if I do this right, it will give us fake perspective, which will be quite useful. Ay. Almost there. Almost there. Come on. I want both of you selected, please and thank you. Now, if I do this right, the compass room control, I should now be able to put on a 0 opacity. Let me just see what's going on here, because now I'm confused. Now this slot, I should be able to grab and go and scale that back down. So far so good on this side. Now I just need to figure out how to get that to behave. Okay. So that should work for that bit. Now we grab space, copy. Also come to the compass rim. Take that and begone. And paste. But before that, I'm going to grab you. And make sure that you are on that edge for pasting. There we go. Now, compass rim and the compass face, or rather the compass face and the compass rim, together. Find. Find. Should not be this difficult, people. Okay. Save. Now here, what I want to check is that compass face is in fact the red. Okay, so now I put the control in rim control, create. Now, theoretically, if I move this, Nice. So now we've got room control. And then what I want to do is I want to do the same with the face. I want to put a face control in as well. Because technically speaking, the rim should more or less be in constant contact. So compass face, compass glass, needle should be in. Compass. Face. Control. Create. So now that, if I move face, there we go. Now, let me think. The next thing that we need for this to work is for I need another duplicate of this, so copy, paste, this one is going to be let me try this. I'll put this on top. It's getting there, but it needs an edge. It needs to have some edge width. It needs edge weight. Copy. Paste. Okay. Let's put these two in the room control parameter, like that. Okay. Now, let's go and first shrink that down. And grab all of our interior. Pieces like that. Like that. Okay. Now there's actually some weight on that as that goes around. Okay. Now, the rim and the rim edge. We want to bind as well. Okay, so the rim control, what I want to do is I actually want to take this and scale it down ever so slightly. Okay. That should work. We're getting there, we're getting there. Right. So that's giving us a bit of the illusion of depth already, which is what I was hoping for. Nice. Okay. So now I can put the chain loop up there. And we should see that now. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to grab everything except for the chain that has to do with this compass. Actually, first, let me do this. Compass container. There we go. Create. Take that entire thing. And let's just scale it down a bit because it's a little bit jarringly large. That out. That one goes away. Put that in body Y. Okay, let's test. If it'll catch up with me, please. Let me hit the save button. Maybe that'll help. Okay. Now if we move this around a little bit. Come on, catch up with me, please. Undo, 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 undo. Okay. Now, let's see. In terms of layer order, this all needs to go on 475. And this needs to come behind the blouse collar. There we go. Now let's grab both of those. Grab the entire compass container and let's drop that in with Z. Okay, that works over there. That works over there. And we're getting there. We're getting there. I need my brain to stay in one piece for another 2 days. I need it to be intact for another 2 days. Please, brain, cooperate. Okay. So in this compass container, we still need to add these 3 objects. Okay. So those behave together, great. Here we go. Now over here. Okay. We should be able to get away with that now. These need to all go inside the compass. Compass chain. Compass chain X. Create. All right. What's that on 3 of those? And I actually want to put the chain loop in there as well. Okay, modeling parameter motion mirroring. Okay, put that on that side. Okay, that works there. Now, this should be XYZ dependent, so I'm going to start with that. Okay, modeling parameter motion mirroring. Okay. You're either over there or you're over there. There we go. Rim control, body X. It doesn't need to be a big gap, just needs to be a something. Alright? So there, parameter, motion mirroring. So on our x-axis, we've got it like that. Great. Then, body Z, do we need anything to have change there? I don't think so. But body Y. along those lines ought to do the trick. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to just get those two linked. And let's go synthesize corners. We should be able to get a decent synth corner out of this. Because it's not a complicated thing, it's just position. And that's looking like it's behaving itself. Okay, so let's check over here. Okay, I'm happy with that sense of depth. Yay! Okay. It worked. It worked. Our sense of depth works. I just want to tone down the shine on the glass a little bit because it's a little bit too bright at the moment. But we're there! Yeah! Let's pull that down to like 40. And see. Yeah. That works a little bit better. I am happy with our compass now. It moves like how I wanted it to. I'm not sure, though, if we still want to put physics on this. It does look like it maybe needs... I know what it needs for angle Z. I know what it needs for angle Z. Okay. Plan acquired. Plan acquired. So, grab those. Create. Compass. Z. Create. Unlink those two. Really? What nonsense are you doing, mouse? What is with my mouse? I do not know. I do not get it. Phantom clicks once again. Causing issues. Undo. And I think it's time for a hydrate. So everyone, acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverage, and let's take a sip. I realize that's the first one today. And that won't do. That won't do. Okay, there is no getting away from it. I'm going to need to do an alteration to the neck. I see. Neck. Directions. Because the throat is not aligning properly. It is not behaving the way the throat would behave when the head is moving in these directions. Okay, we're getting there, we're getting there, we're getting there. Next, I need to how am I going to handle this? Is this going to be on? Let me just do cursor tracking. Inverted rotation does look a bit more feminine. And it makes the compass Z look like it's got physics on it without it needing actual physics. Like that looks significantly better than if I was doing a straight same direction torso rotation. Okay. So the next thing I need to do is put all of the physics on that compass needle. So, compass needle, this is going to go, firstly, a north, like that, create warp deformer, okay, let's create a new thing and call this one compass is okay, and this is going to be compass space, paste, blend shape, okay. Paste Y, paste Y, blend shape, okay. Here, we're going to rotate like that. Oh no, this mustn't be on a warp deformer, this must be on a rotation deformer. Hold up, hold up, hold up, clear. This must be on a rotation deformer, not a warp deformer. Create. There we go. Scale that way down. Scale that way down. There we go. Yeah. -23. -23. Okay. And then create Y. Create this one. Put it down as Y. Let's go. -20 and 20. -20. There we go. Physics settings. Let's go add a new physics group. Call this one compass needle. Okay. Add an input that's going to be body X. And body Y. Body X is going to be 50. This is body Y. Actually no. Make that 100 and 100. Okay, add 2 pendulums. Convergence. Let's make that 0.8. 0.8. Duration 5. Duration 5. Output settings, add those two. Let's go posing mode. Increase outputs, yes. Okay, I can't tell really how this is behaving, and I think it's got to do with the fact that I've got my graphics processor struggling with VTube Studio open and this, and trying to encode a stream at the same time. But from what I can see, it looks like it's more or less behaving itself. The compass needle is needling. I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be okay. Yeah, it should be good. It should be good. Hopefully. I will test this again when I'm off stream and my machine is under less load. Accordingly. There we go. That is the compass rigged. Woohoo! One victory for this day! Nice. Compass necklace, check. The next thing that's going to need to happen is I want to do the corrections on the layer order after hitting the save button. Why? Because I'm aiming for the lowest hanging fruit right now. Brain is a little bit numb today. And I know I can't afford for it to be numb right now, but here we are. Also, everyone, I think it's time for another hydrate, so acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverage and let's take a sip. Whew. What I do want to do though is I want to get the rim highlight, and I also want to duplicate that. And paste it. Modeling, parameter, motion mirroring. Okay. Okay, that'll work. modeling, parameter, motion mirroring. Would help if I was in the correct thing here. Parameter, motion mirroring. Okay. Okay, that works. Now let me think, how can I address the glass? I want to move this independently of what's happening above. So like that. Parameter, motion mirroring, yes. Okay. Let's check. Okay. Joshua, hello, hello, welcome in. How goes? It goes well enough. You know what? Fair. My car got a flat tire and I'm in a need to sort that soon. Oh no! Why do you blame me for your flat tire? What did I do? I'm literally on a different planet. How could I have been to blame for your flat tire? Gasp. The audacity. I fear I'm a reasonable person. I would love to see how you find a reasonable reason for blaming me for your flat tire. Gasp. There is a good reason, but I'm afraid I can't share it with you. I am concerned, but okay. Let me try 65. 5. Don't you usually have some light music on? I can't hear any music. Really? Really? Did all of my audio settings go for a ball of chalk today? Because my microphone wasn't working earlier. There's music, it's just real loud. Which is interesting because I have not changed its volume settings at all. Okay. So now let's see. Okay, I don't think that this Z angle is actually adding anything. Because it's doing the funky warp there. But I'm not convinced that it's doing anything helpful, so I'm going to get rid of it. Very good, I can hear it well now. Literally did nothing. I literally did nothing. Oh, the scuff is real. Okay, I am happy that the compass is now fully operational. It does look a little bit like, it's overexposing slightly. But, other than that... Well, I suppose the overexposure means that it's not drawing unnecessary attention. Okay. Let's put this on 98 because I want it to be really wobbly. There we go. Reaction time. Let's make that 2. Undo, undo. Okay. Alright, so it's still all happening within a 90-degree range of north, so it's all still good. Okay. All good, all good. Right. I wanted to do layer order corrections for the wings and the skirt. So, let me just go all the way down here. I want to see what's my draw order on the wings. 465. And on the skirt, $60. So if I put the wings, unlock, on 60 as well. Because they are below the skirt in the draw order, when we show the wings and pull them down, they should now appear behind. But what's happening with this? You are still on 465. Go down. Why did you not go? First time? I don't know. Okay. So that is the draw order of the wings and the tacit skirt fixed. Okay. That was all of the remaining easy jobs. Unless I go and double check what I wanted to double check regarding the nose now. And the throat. What did I want to do with the throat? Wait, let me just check how this is behaving over here before I make any rash decisions, because at the moment that is entirely possible. Okay, why are you doing something weird here with the collarbones? You're doing everything fine on this side, but on this side you're acting weirdly. So Z is following. The X is inverted. Okay, negative 5.8. Wait a second. Why is the mech body Z attached to the body X at all? Clear. Okay. Create, rotation, neck, X, create, go on body X, parameter, motion mirroring, invert. Now that should behave independently. And the irritating thing is now gone. Yay. Okay, that's a victory. Neck corrections. Check. Victory. Coffee. 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 Okay. Now, I want to see what's bugging me with the nose. Firstly, how the line is behaving towards the center. It's a little bit too uncontrolled, so we need to add a couple of parameters around the center of the head X parameter. Need a couple more keyframes to control there. What else is definable? It would maybe help if I actually came over here and just very, very quickly hid the head front and the head front shade, because I want to just double check this nose behavior, because there is something here that's been bugging me for a while, and I want to just make sure that I'm not being completely daft. It feels like on the lower corners, the neck is the nose is too low on the face. Like there it draws a nice arc, but there it's like it's drawing a straight line across. If we look at the underside here, it's currently looking a little bit like blushy lines, but it's not. We can see it's a fairly flat arc, but it is actually an arc, going from down to a pinnacle and back down. Here, it's also doing it, but it's not satisfying. That's miles better, and it was only a tiny, tiny, tiny change. So modeling, parameter, motion mirroring. Okay. Wrong. Undo. Yep, I broke it. Okay. Switch that on again. Switch that on again. Modeling, physics. Yeah, shape-wise, I'm happier with that. Now let's come back to our top line. Because we have a need really. Okay, let's go with that. And here we're going to go modeling, parameter, motion mirroring. Okay. Now, here, it's also going to be short. All right, and modeling, parameter, motion mirroring. Okay. Lastly, copy, paste. And on that side, like so. Okay. Now, if I just hide all of that for a moment. Yeah, having the line distinctly smaller for a majority of the forward-facing arc definitely looks better. Now let us correct the highlight accordingly. Modeling, parameter, mirroring. Okay. Parameter, motion mirroring. Okay. There we go. Last one of these. Parameter, motion mirroring. Okay. And then we need to do the same for the shadows, because that is looking gross. I do not like it. So there. There. And here we go. Okay. So here, parameter, motion mirroring, the top. Parameter, motion mirroring, for the middle. Modeling, parameter, motion mirroring, for the bottom. Now, if we connect those, hide that. Not do that stupid that I just did. Okay, cool. That looks a lot more stable. I'm feeling much better about that. It's looking so much more stable. Now if we come over here and check it on this side as well. Yes. That feels definitely more in control. Happiness there. Nose corrections done. Whew. That's all of the easy stuff. Okay. Getting there. Why is the coffee always gone? Ugh. Okay. I just need to check something real quick. One moment, please. Okay. Right. I think we are just about ready to move on to the next piece. If I can just make sure. And sorted. Okay, sorted. Okay, next piece. I am not yet done meshing out the cutlass knuckle guard. What I can do though is I can mesh out the belt. I think that I can do that. I can do that. I'm currently in executive dysfunction management at this moment in time. that is what I am. Is okay. What am I able to functionally and cognitively handle right this very moment. Okay. Confirm that. Now what I want to do is I want to get rid of both of those. And connect those. Right. Now, draw order. This is 475. So this must be 4, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And I want that above the tacit skirt, below the corset. Like that. Okay. I want to clip this. To that. Okay. And so that, so that I can't accidentally have any gaps appearing. Or am I being daft? Potentially. No clips. What I want to do is I want to put this good grief. Ay. Gotta collapse a whole bunch of stuff again. Inside, body Y. Like that. Collapse that. Collapse that. Collapse that. So that there are as few layers outside as possible. Okay. No. Create a warp deformer for the whole thing. Alright. That works for there. Now, the belt itself, we're going to put in its own belt X D8. Now, here we're going to just shrink this down. Okay. And in terms of our warp divisions, we're going to need like 16 of those, maybe? Good start. Let's make that 25. It lines up nicely, okay. And I want 2 of those. So that sort of lines up well. Okay, now put that also on the body X. Here. What we're gonna do just let that lie like so. And let me just go extended interpolation and ellipse and 3. Okay, what I want here undo, undo, undo. Does that work? And now what I want to do is I want to dial up the number of divisions here so that we don't end up with weird corners in places. There we go. Something like that. There we go. That works. That works. That works. It works. Modeling. 6 settings. Let's see. Okay. And when this comes out, we're going to need to have another alteration to that, because obviously that is not going to fly. On its own. What will happen if I put that inside the tacit skirt stance? Will it move enough? Let's see. It works. Yeah, it works. Okay, that's helpful. That's helpful. It works. That's so helpful. Okay, victory. There we go. Okay. First of the waist accessories successfully in place. Phew! Okay. Feeling better about the state of existence now. Okay. Save button. Save button sounds good. Okay. I am happy. But I think at this point I'm going to end it here for today, because I am really struggling right now. Brain is very numb. And I don't want to break things unnecessarily. We did have victories, but brain is numb, and I think it would be wise and beneficial to stop before I start resenting myself for not taking a little bit of a breather. I think I haven't actually taken a day off of working on this since the marathon, I think. I've been working on it little by little every single day since then. I've not spent less than 3 hours a day, sometimes 8 hours a day, sometimes 12 hours a day, sometimes 16 hours a day. A lot of 16 hours a day. Lately working on this thing. So I'm a little itty bitty bit tired right now. I want to make sure it's good, and we are very, very close to completion. It's now literally just this sword setup that is left and the remaining belts. Toaster, thank you for the save button. I literally hit it not a minute before you arrived and have not touched a single button since. But thank you. How are you doing? How are you doing? "15 stream streak! Wow! Well done. You made it just in time, because I was actually busy winding down because I am so brain tired right now. I think I have not taken an evening off in 3 weeks. I'm doing good. I just ate. I hope that your food was tasty. Hope your food was tasty. Oh wow, boy, am I glad I made it here. Indeed. Timing was good. Timing was good. Yeah, we managed a couple of things. I managed to fix the thing that was happening with the nose that was bugging me. I've managed to get the belt behaving. In terms of this little waist pouch, it now works. And I managed to get our compass assembled and functional. Statistically speaking, you are the stream I frequent the most. Oh wow, that is a huge, huge privilege. That is a huge privilege, and I really appreciate that you spend that much time. It is a big, big, big pleasure to have you here this often. I really appreciate it. What can I say? Artist at work and cozy vibes can't be beat. Aww. Yeah, it's definitely a fun vibe sometimes. Yeah. And I'm glad you're enjoying it, and I'm glad that I give off the cozy vibes. Also, I'm sorry that I'm currently being all stuttery. My machine does not like being in physics mode in Live2D while encoding stream at the same time. And running vBridger and Live2D. But yeah, we managed to get a couple of things done. So I'm happy. The belt works. The compass works. The nose is fixed. Your PC right now? What? Very accurate. Very, very, very accurate. I think I've mastered the art of screaming quietly. Because I do not scream loud when I read chats like that. It's actually very, very subdued in volume. I actually think I speak more loudly than those little screams. But yeah, my machine is definitely not liking this heavy processing, but we are nearly there. We've just got to do some belt buckles and a couple more gems like that thing. 2 more that need to dangle around here-ish someplace. And then I actually think I'm gonna steal the layers for that turtle dangle. I think I'm gonna duplicate and steal the layers for the turtle dangle chain. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do for that. Because I like the length on that chain. That should get us from there down. Ooh. Or maybe not the turtle dangle. Yeah, I'll steal the top gem dangle chain for those 2. That should be a nice height. I'm still not going to do that now before I forget. That means there's going to be less layers that I'm going to need to pull in later. Hold up. Let me see if I can find it. This is going to be in the bandana. Select child objects. Mwahahaha. I has plan. Copy. Now, collapse bandana. I want to go down to the belt. Over here. It's going to be above the corset, so let's go pop it here for now, and then I can just move it down. Paste. This I'm going to put directly into the body Y. Collapse that. Okay. That one I'm going to clear that information. I'm going to clear that information. Grab you. Drop you here. And then all I need to do is I need to just change the piece at the bottom of the chain. That's going to be a swap out job. I won't have to re-rig it. Yay. Okay. So then what we're going to do is we're going to grab all of these, put them in a folder or a pot, and this is going to be belt dangle 1. Okay. This is going to be belt gem 1 X. Okay. Select child objects. Actually, no. Copy. Yes. paste. Belt dangle 2. Okay, and that we're going to move. Wait. Grazik, hello, hello, welcome in. So for some obscure reason I didn't take the last bits. Delete and its child elements, yes. Copy. Ooh, nice chain ornaments, thank you. This is currently the one that I've actually just borrowed the one that came off of the bandana at the moment, because I actually really like that chain length. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to switch out the objects at the bottom. It's more of these Final Fantasy XIV like soul gems, but different ones. So I'm just going to switch out the images at the bottom once I draw those in. Okay, it really just did not take any of these. And put them in the right place. You guys belong in there. And these are just very, very rough placements because I'm not 100% sure exactly where the belt is gonna lie here. But something roughly along these lines, I guess. And if I need to remove a piece or two, I can off of the end. But basically, that's gonna be the vibe. And then as these move around, they'll do that. Although I think I'm going to actually need to steal I need to steal the turtle chain instead of the soul gem chain. Because the soul gem is restricted by the movement of the hair, thereby the bandana. So it moves an awful lot less than the unrestricted turtle shell. And here at the bottom, we can see that these two are restricted, which we do not want. So, delete, yes. Delete, yes. I can always shorten the chain by taking away a couple of links at the bottom. Select child objects. Copy. Paste. Put this into belt dangle 1. And this is going to be $475. Okay. That in there. That's that. Here. Belt dangle 1x. Remove that. Remove that. Copy. Yes. Paste. Two. Two. Okay. So before I do that, now what I want to do is I want to grab this one and move it down over here-ish. And let's see. That behaves an awful lot more like how I'd like it to. Okay. I will adjust the total number of links on each of those when I've actually got the belts in place. But that's more or less where they're going to hang, and then there's going to be a soul gem at the end of each of those. Have I got the capacity to mesh this? I think I might be able to. Point there. Point there. Okay, confirm. Pull that one down like so. Pull that one up. Wait. Like that. There we go. Save. Okay. Anything more than that, I've not got the mental capacity for, but now I've literally done all of the easy things that are left to be done on this mesh for right now. Save button. Save button. There we go. And then I will make a plan regarding how I want to handle the cutlass after having slept, I think. So on this side, we've still just got to do the connection points over here and then the dangle information. Get the last of the belts in place. When I've got the belts in place, then I can put the scabbard in the right place. When I've got the scabbard in the right place, then I can figure out how I'm going to actually draw the weapon. As in, remove it from said scabbard and into actual posture. What I can do is I can grab my posture sketch, copy, paste, get that out there so that I can, you know, have that ready for our stance work, which is the last job in the chain. And yeah, I think we've gotten places today. I feel now that I've had enough little victories in all of this madness to be able to close off today with a clear conscience. So I'm just quickly hitting all of the save buttons again and closing out. So I am a little bit in jumpy mode while it's just saving everything, but we've had victories. We've had victories, and that is worth a lot. We are on the home straight with this job. We've gotten through a lot of the little jobs. It it's now just the cutlass and the cutlass stance and the sleeves and this collar correction. That's literally it, and then we can pull it into VTube Studio for setups. So we are so tangibly close to completion. We are so very tangibly close to completion. I just need my brain to hold out until we get to that point. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Saturday, I know I'm gonna be a little bit busy. But between now and Friday, I am going to do as much as I can to get through what is left of the little jobs. Or what's left of it's not little jobs anymore, but it's big jobs, but I want to get through as much of the crunch as possible between now and Friday. And we should be able to do quite a bit, I think. Yeah. Definitely gonna need a one-stream break after this to recalibrate and do something different, to just give my brain that little bit of reward hormone to say, you did the work, here's a reward, tingling, shiny. Because it's not been getting that lately, but I will make sure that we have a little celebratory stream afterwards, where we do something totally different for a change of pace before we dive back into Teo's rig. It's a little bit tight, but maybe, if I'm lucky, I will be able to also finish Teo's rig before the birthday, which is now in November. Because Teo's birthday is coming up. If I'm not mistaken, it is... Is it November? December? It's December. Teo's birthday is in December. 19th. Yes, if I'm very lucky, I'll have Teo's model ready by then, and it'll be a birthday present to have it done in time for that. That's the goal. On that front. Let's think. What else have I got? I've got to finish Zanie's outfit design by the 4th of December. Is it the 4th? So that's included 1st. 1st of December, and that's including the reference sheet for that outfit. 1st of December is including the reference sheet. So that means I have about a week. If I can have Cheeky delivered by Wednesday, I've got approximately a week to finish the armor iterations in terms of aesthetics, get feedback on them, and then I've got about 4 days to actually do the reference sheet. Okay. We can do this. We can do this. Okay. We can do this. We can do this. Okay. Yes. got to be positive. Yes, yes, yes. It's just this, the sleepy is not helping you. I think I got 3 hours of sleep in the last 24 hours. Most of which were this afternoon. Yeah. I don't know why, but last night after stream I was an emotional wreck while trying to fall asleep, and that was not helpful. It was just being feelsy for no reason. That's bleh. The joys of feminine hormones, man. Feelsy for no apparent reason, and then it keeps you awake when you really don't want to be awake. But anyway, we do what we can, right? We survive, we fight on, we persist. And yeah, we get through the list. We will conquer the time. We will conquer the time that is available to us. I believe we can do this. And if you are busy with your own things that have things that look like looming mountains over you that you have no idea how you're going to handle, the only advice I can give you is like what we were doing now today throughout the entire process is don't look at the mountain, look at what little thing is in front of you that you can do now. And try to not think too hard. Think just enough, but not too much. That's all that helps you march forward one step at a time, right? So we conquer one little step at a time. Ground is not won in miles but meters. There. We do what we can. Rest well when you get to it, guys. I have to crash. I cannot move it. My brain is fried. But I hope that if you guys have still got daylight hours ahead of you, that you will have success with what is in front of you. If your day is only beginning now, then I wish you success for this day, even if success is just making it through this day, because man, that sometimes is a big deal. So yes, best of luck out there. Stay strong, you got this, and I shall see you tomorrow for more conquest on the mountain that we are climbing, that is reaching our deadline. Until then, cheery bye. Thank you for being here, and rest well when you get here. Ciao, ciao.